and I understand the people that are saying that the experience stuff with Lance, but there's a reason. I think the plan had been to sit Lance, and Lance didn't play as a freshman at North Dakota State.
Oh, right.
I shouldn't even say that he didn't play because he did. They used him pretty much the same way the 49ers have used him so far in the first couple of games. He played a few snaps here and there and ran a couple balls in for touchdowns, but he wasn't playing all that much, and he came out in his first full season, and he was the best offensive player in the FCS. Led him to a championship, and
that's a good point.
Great things,
I got something to say about that too. Remember Nick Mullins? He was on the practice squad playing safety, and he was famously preparing himself. Remember, he would get the game plan. He would go out. I don't know what day it was. I mean, after the game, it might have been right after the game, and he would walk through the whole game for like an hour and a half or 2 hours, and he would go through and do all the different checks versus the different coverages. Legendary. There are things you can do to prepare yourself, but what I'd like to say is, again, this is not a Trey issue. This is a 49ers issue. It's also the coaches. And when Nick Mullins was telling that story back in the day, I always want to be like, that's great. Where are your coaches, man? Why do you have to do this by yourself? I know on other teams, they have Tuesdays where a quarterback coach will go out with their backup quarterbacks and do this stuff. They'll go through the whole game, 90 minutes, an hour and a half or two. Who's doing this with Trey? Because it looked like no one's doing this with Trey. I'm sorry. Maybe they are. But Scangarello, you should be doing this with Trey every Tuesday. And it should show when Trey plays. I'm not saying you're not, but it looks like you're not. So,
yeah.
These are things where's the development, yo? On the scout team?
Oh, and that's an interesting point that you made. On scout team, you're running the plays of the other team. And quite frankly, I think that Nick Mullins probably got a lot more out of playing free safety than he would have gotten out of playing and going against his defense, just seeing the plays from that angle, than running the scout team offense.
That's a great point. Yep.
Just from my own experience and what I've seen.
So again, if the Niners want to develop Trey Lance over the long haul on the bench, do it. But develop him. That's one way. Yeah. I like to be concrete and have suggestions. Do it that way. Mullins had to do it by himself, which makes me feel like, what's up with Trey, man? Because he definitely looked like a guy who hasn't been doing things like that. He had no idea where to go with the ball. He should have when he's on the field, it should look like he knows where his check down is. He didn't look like he knew where his check. Did it look like he knew where his check down was, Jack? Did it look like he had any freaking clue what to do with the ball?
No, it looked like a chicken with his head cut off.
And honestly, that's a bad look for Rich Scangarello, Kyle Shanahan, Mike McDaniel. It's a bad look for Trey. But Trey's a hardworking 21-year-old. You understand it to a certain extent. Where is the coaching? Where is what's the word? I don't know.
It's the development. There's the coaching, whatever. Yeah. I mean, there's been a lot of talk about. Yeah, and there's been talk about the work that he's done on his mechanics and stuff like that. But quite frankly, he spent a year working on his mechanics, and he looks like the same guy that he looked like in 2019.
Thank you. So, yeah.